Hello everyone, my name is Ash and welcome to my crafting corner.
Face it, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot.
As with all models now, the skin gets a base coat of pink, look for every spot that has skin, and blast it all over. I really like how the skin looks with this undercoat now, so I'm going to be doing this from now on. I'll have to stock up on a bottle or two of the pink paint though. Since I'm going to be using it a lot, getting the paint where I want can sometimes be a pain in the ass. You really gotta move the figure all over the place and hold it some weird ways. I'm still trying to learn more and more about editing in Adobe Premiere Pro, things like how to color correct and things like that. Thank God YouTube is a thing. It kind of blows my mind how you can find so many amazing and free tutorials about editing on there. Now, the real layer of skin paint is just the basic skin tone paint from Vallejo. I like how the pink below sort of bleeds through just a tiny bit. It kind of gives it some life to the model. Also, it makes seeing the skin tone paint easier on camera, which is a huge plus. Using an airbrush is great and all, but getting some of the angles for the hard to reach spots sucks a fat one. One thing I've been thinking about changing is, I'm not 100% sure I want to keep the intro I have right now. I have an idea for a quick kind of grab to get people's attention on the start. I also hate how the movies just made Peter into Tony Stark with the suits. I always preferred Spider-Man being a ground-level guy. Yeah, he fights some big names, but he was also there for the everyman. I didn't grow up reading much Spider-Man comics, but I remember watching a ton of the 1960s cartoon on VHS tapes. It's funny how many good memes came from that show. But for me, the true Spider-Man cartoon is the 1990s one. That kick-ass intro song will live on in my head forever. As usual, I clear coat all the skin after it dries, then apply a very thin wash of yellow and then red. I would say it's like 90% water and 10% paint. You aren't trying to paint the skin here, just stain it. It will take a few passes to really start to see the red hue come through. As you can see, there isn't a real idea of how I'm doing this. Sorta just need to make sure you get it all over the base skin tone. Later on, you can use a brush to go into where the blood will pool up more, like the abs, where the elbow bends, fingers, and all those places. I've bought some dry pastels to try and add some brighter reds to the model after. I'm not confident enough getting close to my models to do the blush on their cheeks, so the pastels work as a great way to do it. The only problem I found this stuff is potent. You gotta take it slow, or it's just gonna overtake everything. With her lips, you use the same red wash from before. Instead, you'll use a lot more coats to build up that lip color. I bought some glaze medium after finishing her. That should make this faster and easier to do. MJ has some sexy, and I mean sexy green eyes. Start with a darker green for the main color, then when that's dry, you can use a lighter green to give that gradient. I have tried in the past using a paintbrush for the pupil, but screw that. I just take a toothpick and dip it in black and boom, free iris. I legit don't know why I haven't painted the eyelashes first before adding in the off-white to the eyes, or even painting them. I really gotta start doing that. It's a smarter thing to do, and it has a less chance of getting black into the whites. I have never claimed to be a smart person. Alright, I'll be honest here. Her hair took forever to get a good red, and I mean, forever. MJ's meant to be this fiery redhead that wouldn't take your crap. I kinda wish I would have used a darker red first, then done either a wash or just dry, brush the lighter, red all over. I went back and just used the airbrush afterwards to do the whole hair faster, but it still took a few coats to get the red to match overall. Time for her chest Spider-Man logo. I wasn't too concerned about getting the red parts perfect, since I know I would have to clean it up after doing the black lines anyways, so it can be a little sloppy. It will be fine later on, trust me. So the black lines on the shirt, man, my hands were just not being steady no matter what. I think I need to eat like a cookie or something before trying fine line detail. I also have some super insane fine detail brushes now. They are like quadruple zero size. It's crazy how small it is.
That's what she said!
Should be great for eyes and stuff like that. The shirt is just white. Did that off screen cause, well, it's just painting white on white. I know it looks messy here, but once the black lines are all done, I went back with the red paint to fill in the spots that were missed. Alright, time for some booty stuff. I love her shorts so much, and the best part, they are so easy to paint. Just do a base coat of jean blue, get all the spots, and don't worry about the bottom torn parts. We will come back and fix that up with white later on. Just be careful not to get the blue on the skin, because if you do, you are shit out of luck. And I don't want to go back and paint all that again. From using the bigger brush for the overall blue coat, swap to a finer brush to get into the hard to reach areas like the hands. This takes a bit of time to make sure nothing gets where it shouldn't. So to give the jeans a nice worn look, take the blue from before and mix in some white paint to brighten it up and dry brush it all over. I think dry brushing things has become something I really enjoy doing. It's kind of mentally soothing, it's not a lot of paint or even a lot of work, but damn, it really makes things pop and look good. Her jeans are ripped, so I just went over the parts with the standard white paint. It looks great when it's done. Oh, here's the button, just boop it on. And back to the white, maybe 2 or 3 coats to really cover that blue. For this figure, it was sculpted with heels and they look awesome on her. Painting them though, sucked. Having to get between her toes was annoying since I didn't want to make her all of a sudden have brown feet. The brown on screen looks really bright, and when it dried, it darkened up, so it won't look like there isn't anything there. It's your time foot fetish, people? For her toenails, I just went with the same red as her hair. Then when it's dry, apply a gloss on top to make it shine. And it's time for the Glamour Shots. I really like how she turned out. When I think of MJ from Spider-Man, I always think of long, fiery red hair. Not the current Mary Jane we have in the movies. I've got about 4 models on my desk right now that need to cleaned up, and Tara still needs to be finished and edited. I have lots of models I want to print and show you all. It's so much fun painting characters I like. I tend to like a lot of fighting game characters, even though I never played them or really like the games. It's just the designs for their characters are all so cool. So it took some time to get this video edited and uploaded. At around the start of December, I got pretty sick, about 2 full weeks of nothing but coughing and hacking away, so I couldn't really do anything with the computer. And worse, after I got better from being sick, I must have pulled like every muscle in my back because I couldn't even sit or bend over for about the rest of the month. Even thinking of trying to lean over to paint a small part of Tara made me just want to die. I pretty much just was on a couch with a heating pad and ice packs 24/7. It was awful. The Tara figure is still some ways away from being finished, let alone being edited. The mech has so much gold on it that I'm going nuts just getting it all done, and I still have to paint her too. Luckily, the 1/6 scale figures I have already printed don't need so much fine detail work compared to her. I'm going to do all their skin tone painting at once to get a huge chunk of it done. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more.